Cian McLoughlin is the CEO of Trinity Perspectives, and he's the author of the book Rebirth of the Salesman.
The really interesting thing about selling is the best salespeople, they don't actually sell at all. All they do is they earn the right to move to the next step, earn the right to move to the next step until they run out of next steps, and then they've made the sale.
You've got 6 years of experience in doing win-loss reviews with customers. Why do you think it is that people don't buy from a particular seller?
There's 3 outcomes in any sale. It's they buy from us, they buy from someone else, or they do nothing. And one of the biggest issues I think that we all face is when they do nothing. One of the biggest reasons that that happens is misalignment between our selling process and their buying process. So effectively, we try and rush them through the steps, where we try and drag them kicking and screaming to the point that they're ready to do something. And what that does is, on a human level, it just makes people feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel awkward. They aren't ready to move forward. They feel that they're being put in a difficult position, and so they just go quiet. And so there's a couple of things that we can do to try and ensure we don't get out of alignment. The first thing is we just have a conversation with our customers and say, look, these tend to be the steps of the process we go through with a lot of our customers. Be interested to understand how you buy things on your side so we can make sure that we're kind of speaking the same language. The other thing is looking for ways to add value through the sales process, rather than thinking, you buy my thing, and then you're going to get some value from it. There's lots of ways that we can add value all the way through the sales process. It creates reciprocity. It forces them to want to give you something back in return. Because again, that's just part of the human DNA. If you do something for me, I want to reciprocate. And how they reciprocate might just be to return your email or to respond to your phone call when they see it ringing. So you go in, you have the heart of a teacher rather than the heart of a salesperson, if we want to use that analogy. And it takes the pressure off you, it takes the pressure off them, and the likelihood of you losing to a do-nothing decision drops significantly.
What about the sort of 2/3 to 3/4 of the time where they do select one supplier over another? What does it tell you about why people lose business?
It's that kind of show up and throw up mentality. Here I am, I'm ready to talk about my product, and I want to spend as much time as I can talking about my product. The reality is no one cares about your product until you help them understand why they should care. So you need to understand them. So you need to go in and be curious and do your research in advance so that you can have an intelligent conversation with them, and then you join the dots. You help join the dots with your solution and their problem. If your product and your price are sufficiently good to get you a seat at the table, there's a whole lot of other points of differentiation you need. And that's where they start to look at the quality of the people, the quality of your purpose and vision as an organization, and a whole lot of other things like that. Lack of cultural fit is another one that we hear all the time as well. You'd be amazed at how important that is, because business to business is a fallacy, right? Businesses don't sell to businesses, people sell to people, or humans sell to humans. So as an industry, we have a tendency to sell to people's heads all the time, but actually what we need to do is sell to both, sell to their heart and to their head. If you can do that, if you can make that connection, your hit rate just goes up. So
selling is tough. It can be a tough profession. You're dealing with rejection. You need to stay highly motivated. So let's talk about motivation.
Sales is a marathon, it isn't a sprint. So you need to look after yourself first and foremost. You need to look after your health and well-being. But then there's something more intrinsic that's really important. And I've certainly seen this in the best salespeople that I've met. They have a strong purpose, or as Simon Sinek would say, a strong why. And that helps you out when the times get tough.